to basically play more grounded, that's when Mega Man can thrive in this matchup. That's when this character can feast. The problem is, MuteAce is very tenacious, not necessarily like to have just a tool removed from the arsenal frame one.
That's right, we've got loser semis starting here right now. Peabnut already off to the races, looking for big plays and then some. A hard knuckle to start things off in 10 seconds or less, but Peabnut is still going to be having to reset right afterwards.
Trying to get these low percentage combos here is MuteAce, but so far, Peabnut a little bit too slippery as he rolls away. Just gets hit with the double aerial into... No, actually not going to connect with the next last backer. I could have sworn that MuteAce had that connection, but Peabnut, good job holding down so that he could DI immediately, get back to stage a little bit quicker.
So far, the escapes have been working out for Peabnut as well. You can saw a tech roll in on that platform, just barely evading MuteAce's follow-up. We're still going to get that pressure. Can we actually build off of it, though? Right now, it's a turn up in your face, sends to off stage, and we've seen the Crash Bomber deal many a hefty blow to any returning edge guarders for previous sets, but MuteAce not going to be worried too much because he still has great range options. A forced air dodge from Peabnut leads to an early stock loss.
And now only 76% on MuteAce's side. Peabnut definitely needs to show us a little something special here to claim this one. We've seen a lot of setups with like drag down, back air into up tilt. So this is a character that can kill early, but in very specific situations.
You can see the dashing up actually from Peabnut. He's looking for like quick dashes in quick succession, not dashing back and forth, but just dashing quickly, using that initial dash distance over and over and over again to try to close the gap very quickly against MuteAce. Still, it is a little bit transparent coming at him from full stage. He's got to be careful here.
And he's just unable to land for free. It feels like every time MuteAce is extracting a heck of a toll on this Mega Man. Time and time again, not just getting barely clipped by aerials or even a jab that time. MuteAce will make sure that he gets his pound of flesh and at least 10% for every interaction at mid-distance.
Now, how many times have we seen Peabnut crouching under projectiles? It might be his own weapon blade,
what a
but
call out by the forward smash, though.
We are going to get that. That's crazy. So good stuff to Peabnut taking that stock. And now, even though he is down at 100%, he might be able to find something. We just got to be quick to reset here on the ledge.
And the turn up that time, actually putting Peab in a really awkward spot. Has to use the air dodge, but the down air only has one hit. He does actually manage to clean the stock up, though, and that is kind of a tale of things to come. Peabnut can never feel comfortable recovering. These turn-ups are a super low-risk, high-reward option at edge for MuteAce.
Okay, you can see setting up the metal blade, but MuteAce just playing right around it, taking it and disintegrating it completely. Peabnut still having to force out some of these options with fair. You can see him really going hard on that option, knowing that that's one of his best tools to try to outspace Mute.
Now, awkward positioning, though, for Mute as Peabnut starting to turn up the pressure, and the full charge on that down smash as well. You can go ahead and have a lead, but it feels like Peabnut always has the answer. His reads have been on point, Nerd.
I mean, it's been crazy. He was able to set that up. He knows that if he gets that Crash Bomber, you're more likely to air dodge afterwards in anticipation of that explosion. And ready with that down smash, he charged the hell out of it. And now you get a footstool combo. What are we cooking?
I mean, right now, perhaps a little bit of Rosha turn-ups in the near future here, because
so
far, MuteAce's projectile gameplay has vanished as Peabnut has managed to turn up the heat.
Okay, still going for a falling back air, as well spaced as that was. It's still not safe enough. Going for the quick point blank crouch right in front of him, just giving him a little bit of the call out saying, yep, no matter what you do, I'm expecting you to do something silly.
But now full stage control for Peabnut, trying to go for a Z-drop on the Metal Blade, not quite going to work. But instead, again, the check right there with that neutral air. Just one lemon, let him know I don't want you running forward. Was that a poke?
It was.
The Crash Bomber set up the back air, so intelligent from Peabnut, recognizing that the shield damage would be enough to clutch that game.
And that's the thing, that back air is the perfect angle to poke any long, taller characters like Peach, whose head is extended beyond that whittled down shield. That's just a great way with a multi-hit as well to secure a stock like that. You set up that pressure with the Crash Bomber, they're frozen in shield, no escape.
Yeah, short kings rise up. That's one we don't have to deal with.
That's right, that's right. Exactly. So crouch like me and you won't have that problem.
All right, so no character change from neither of these two. I think that we're going to be seeing this exact match for the rest of the set. No secondaries needed. Supreme confidence in their main both players.
Certainly. And back to small battlefield is the choice here. So we've got Mute now coming back from a deficit, one game down, but never out.
I mean, I do want to note, though, that despite how hyped that match was, Peabnut really needed a bunch of amazing plays to make it back.
Got him.
MuteAce held neutral so well, and we're already seeing that again here for game 2. Not forcing a high recovery, but does use the air dodge above the ledge to try to avoid being susceptible to any kind of a two-frame.
Yeah, unfortunately, after you throw out that fair, you're not really able to get a second chance to frame trap. You can force the air dodge, but no follow-up. So quickly, MuteAce wants to regain stage control, try to get himself back into a neutral victory.
And MuteAce is giving a ton of respect to Crash Bomb when it latches at edge, too. He just immediately backs up and says, I don't want to put up with this at all. I don't know what you're cooking, but I don't want none of it.
Definitely. Oh, angled down throw on that Metal Blade, very well spaced. And now Peabnut putting on a clinic off stage. We get the edge guard that we're looking for. Yep, forces that drop, and instantly far too long for you to go back to ledge.
And all of that set up just by a single nair. Just one nair to check the float and to make it so that the DI towards stage was interrupted, and MuteAce had no options left, just had to fall and apply that up B.
Yep, exactly. But normally what goes up must come down, but throwing up the Metal Blade doesn't give you that coverage that the turnip does. MuteAce lets Peabnut get back. Still, he's going to have to force something here on the ledge. Get that back air. Yep, from downtown.
Yeah, that air dodge had to have been a tech flop. I think that what you're trying to see was Peabnut was either trying to wave land on that platform, or he was trying to jump neutral air dodge instead of doing the directional air dodge job.
Makes sense. Even then, a clutch parasol coming out from MuteAce off stage. We get a good low percent combo. The footstool, or no, that wasn't. Yeah,
that was the rush.
That was a rush out. That was the rush. It looked like a footstool, but yeah, the rush comes out
immediately. I mean, I don't really see that as a great tool to get out of disadvantage. Peabnut just understands the gaps in these combo strings here from MuteAce, and great job escaping at the perfect moments.
And now you can see MuteAce very keen to hold that shield up, avoid any poke opportunities, whether it's from the back air or the leaf shield in this situation.
Crash Bomber, was that actually like clipped by the down air, or did that just explode at the perfect time?
Not sure. I think it was just good timing. All right, still another up throw on the turnip. We've been getting that delayed pressure. MuteAce just forcing Peabnut to go for a faster option to get up just means that MuteAce is able to get that secured hit.
All right, leaf shield is out, Metal Blade is out. Both setup options are available, but Peabnut unable to make too much out of them. Those moves they can lead into crazy offense, but if you don't get that, you're getting like 3 to 5%. Right. It's so disheartening in neutral when it's like, oh, I'm committing to actually approach you with this tool, and it's going to net me like 4 damage. Thank you.
Really not worth it at the end of the day. Right now, a parry, but then a quick reset. MuteAce just trying to play the movement game to outspace Peabnut. Great shield pressure from both players, but now, I don't know. Both of them are just looking for any edge in this neutral.
Just please drop your shield, MuteAce. Peabnut is tossing on every projectile and hitbox in the book, begging this man to try to jump at him. But MuteAce so far ironclad in the defense, and now trying to go and recover underneath that hard knuckle, able to do so. And Peabnut just immediate dashes in. It's like, I know you want to spot dodge here.
Exactly.
We both know you want to spot dodge this.
The amount of willpower it takes to not do that is staggering, and now we get a lead here for MuteAce in game number 2. Looking a little bit stronger, but how quickly things can turn in an offstage situation like this, Scabs.
But now stuck at edge and does go for the forward smash. Not quite going to connect. That shield starting to look a little bit low, too. We are getting the rush-assisted back air. MuteAce not ready with the DI in that situation.
Okay, dash attack to push him away, and now we get a very nice juggle, or at least the idea of it. Peab takes stage control, and it's a little bit of a leapfrog situation. We get a lot of damage off of that. Can we follow up that? Wow, short hop spot dodge? I mean, you still don't get out of the blender, but like, let's be real, that was wild.
Yeah, definitely an awkward spot for both players. Now trying to actually get back without that up B available was Peabnut. Has to go ahead and go low and not going to get intercepted by the down air, but look at the pressure from MuteAce at this spot. Like, my hands are starting to hurt with how many butts that MuteAce is hitting. He is just mashing away trying to get one of these hitboxes to connect.
I know, but the patience is starting to win out for Peabnut. He's been able to avoid all but the hardest of callouts. And we see which one of these is going to get him back into the neutral win. 126. Could use that rage a little bit effectively, but you're looking for a falling up air, something to try to get those juggles. That's where he's been really good, catching those his anti-airs on Mute.
That crash bomb, like that was out of this. Oh my God, the movement again. Just, I'm going to go ahead and float at you. I'm going to toss out an aerial, or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and go for the MC hop into the immediate grab, or that time, the fade back reverse nair. MuteAce's options out of float cancel are so quick that I genuinely don't know how you react to it. It feels like a 50-50 guess for game in that spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting seeing the two different playstyles that MuteAce exhibits at long range and at close range. I mean, at close range, he is absolutely high APM, confirmed combos, very strong advantage states, and it feels like every hit leads to 60, 80% or more. But at long range, he's basically untouchable. And right now, Peabnut is trying his damnedest to try to get those projectiles to lead him to a closer range approach. But even then, as soon as he does, it's back to it. MuteAce is just pressing buttons on him and throwing those good Peach hands that we know exist.
And the defensive options, too, are the ones that are crazy. It feels like you say he's untouchable. It's because MuteAce understands where the no-fly zone is. He understands when he does not actually need to commit to options. Gets the drag down on the up air, and then the down tilt 3 times in a row for 100 plus damage.
Yeah, what did I say, 60, 80? Talk about 100 in an instant. 15 seconds, and we're almost to a near-perfect stock, and Peabnut forced into everything. The air dodge up, the unsafest of options in the moment where MuteAce is set all the way up on ledge.
Yeah, that is a statement stock to start the game because that wasn't like a 0 to death. That was, I'm going to get you with a combo string, I'm going to reset on the platform, get you again, and then ledge trap city. That's the problem with Peach, is that all of her strings not only deal a ton of damage, they put you in spots where you are choosing the worst of all possible options.
Exactly, and they're not true combos either. You're doing it to yourself because of your panic options. The buttons you're pressing at disadvantage are getting you more and more hits secured on you. You got to be careful here.
So now Peabnut slowly trying to chip his way back to the game here with projectiles, but look at this, already 115% on his second stock. In positions like this, that Peach combo game becomes even more devastating because you know that every time you get hit by literally anything, you could see your stock and even the set start to drift away.
I know, the low floats have been so killer, but we are actually going to catch that. Peabnut taking advantage of the light floaty nature of Peach here.
I was curious if that was going to play a bigger role here because the character is so floaty in the air. That up air can carry you so far.
Well, we've been waiting 3 games to see it come to fruition, right? So now it's happening, but instantly MuteAce is saying, doesn't really matter. It's a full stock lead. I can get hit by that and still keep kicking.
Good shield pressure there from Peabnut, and recognizing that it was time to back off, but the dash attack makes it so that MuteAce has an opening here underneath this platform. It's so difficult for Peab to get down. The back air after the up B, so he still should have his double jump here. He's able to use that, but now uses the up B off the platform again. It just feels like Peab has to earn his time on stage because so far here, this corner has been his home.
I mean, this edge guard is just a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. You hold out to try to avoid more Peach hits, but then you're just put off stage and then it's an edge guard. And every single time MuteAce is able to set up on that ledge, it just feels like he's wearing down the patience, wearing down the endurance of Peabnut. He can't outlast forever.
Playing around that metal blade, trying to just bait MuteAce to dash in and grab it was Peab right there, but instead, just waiting it out, and the crash bomb is out, waiting for the back air there, recognizing that Mute was going to jump, but instead of a float, Mute jumped back. Great defensive option.
Doesn't want another rising bear like that earlier one to poke and potentially send him off stage. It won't kill, but it is pressure. You got to be careful here with Metal Blade on ledge. MuteAce going right in with a grab. Very smart play, recognizing that Peabnut's going to be hanging out next to that bait tool.
Just please drop your shield again.
Oh
Peabnut,
my God.
He ran forward trying to bait MuteAce into hit a single button. Mute, unfazed, chilling, relaxing. He holds the shield, he holds the game.
Cool on the surface, yet beneath there's got to be some turmoil brewing.
There is a fire in both of these players' hearts right now because you know that they have worked so hard to make it here. Both of them had a relatively early entry into the losers bracket.
Yeah. Both of these players who are extremely favored in this tournament did get upset rather convincing. I mean, rather strongly. Got to be careful here because right now, MuteAce is going to be on match point.
Yeah, I think it was Mute lost to Ling and Peabnut lost to Web JP. So both, like, neither of those are bad losses necessarily, but yeah, if you're trying to defend your home like Peabnut, anything other than a win is a loss. And for MuteAce, it's like, I'm the #1 seed. I've got all that pressure is in my side. I have to go ahead and show up.
Pretty much. If you're Peabnut, if you ain't first, you're last. You got to figure out what the answer is to get yourself a Game 5 potential to get this stock. MuteAce has been playing immaculately, but Peabnut has been on his heels for most of these games. I have to wonder when his own conditioning will start to do what MuteAce has already done.
Great catch right there on the Metal Blade, too. Just no need to toss out an aggressive aerial or anything like that to overextend to catch it. It feels like Peep is just so good with his item gameplay that he just minimizes the amount of effort needed to neutralize that option.
Okay, and looking like a lot of good shield pressure is in the works as well. Using the Metal Blade, the Crash Bomber, as well as these good aerials. Still getting caught by that up-thrown turnip, and yet again, MuteAce gets you on that platform and looking very clean with the finish.
And how did he get him on the platform? The turnip toss up. That has been the answer. It just feels like it takes away so many of Peabnut's options.
Ooh.
Does get the down smash right there, but a little bit too
Weak
delayed,
hit, yeah.
so you get the weak hit and no kill.
Okay, and then instantly back in with dash attack. Misses out on the fair, but goes right on with the second dash attack and getting something for it. MuteAce still breaking the bank, going for something interesting.
And again, the immediate toss of Metal Blade, recognize that they caught it, and then it duck directly, not trying to go ahead and give Mute another item option to pressure Peep.
Yeah, Peep not letting people use his own tools against him. He's got good play around the Metal Blade on both sides.
But despite the fact that this was an even game early on, we're starting to see MuteAce put Peanut in the corner and subject him to death by 1,000 cuts. Every single turnip that hits, every single aerial that just like barely clips Peep seems to make victory a little bit farther away. And so far, these killing aerials on Mega Man's side are starting to stale.
Uh-oh, actually getting popped up by the Crash Bomber. MuteAce takes stage control because of it. Peabnut might have been a little bit going ham on that ledge. I don't know. We still poking the shield a little bit dangerously. Peabnut trying to find any answer to MuteAce's patience.
This is definitely one of those where if Mega Man had a kill throw, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. Just run up and get some empty short hops. But because not, it feels like he wants to get this hitbox. He cannot rely on the grab game to open up MuteAce defensively. You need to get something like an edge read, and Peen, pressured into a very difficult position, finds the kill.
Okay, Metal Blade in hand, goes for a little bit of the leaf shield, but he actually fakes it out, going for good stuff. Hard knuckle to up tilt. That's some good damage. He's got to keep that rolling because right now it does seem like MuteAce is backing off, recognizing it's his turn to play around. I'll let him exhaust himself in the middle of the stage.
Yeah, MuteAce seems to be the defensive master with Peach. It just feels like whenever Mute is in the lead, what do you actually do here? Do you want to run at this character and then threaten to just take 70%? Or do you want to just go ahead and try to air and just hope that he doesn't toss out that super safe bear?
I mean, honestly, it feels like MuteAce is having to play like a kindergarten teacher, being like, all right, I'll let him tire himself out, and then it's nap time.
Well, nap time might be coming here because Peep potentially on his last stock, but gets the up tilt to draw even. I said it earlier, he needs the exclamation points, he needs the big plays to claim the victories. Well, starting it off with one right there.
Oh, but still, we've seen 29% on Peach, but let's be real, MuteAce has gotten 100 and more off of combos. Will we see it again here? These great confirms, the conversions, the bread and butters, they are all working in, and it's got the imagination properties as well. MuteAce able to do so much here in advantage.
That down arrow at edge almost looks like a frame kill, where you're doing the down arrow when get up starts up, and then by the time your down air's done, you easily get the grab.
Okay, throwing up that Metal Blade just for extra coverage. Peabnut knows that it's time to go for a potential. If you can clip one of those up airs, maybe you can keep things going. He wants to do the same thing, like the low hop, like the empty hops with Rush.
Yeah, we've seen like Rush basically become a wall of aerial pressure here for Peep. Trying to draw even here with any kind of a solid hitbox, but instead, Mute about to put up the wall again with the back air. The Crash Bomb actually allows Peabnut the potential to get up for free, but instead, Mute another back air, and that one seals the deal. Under 100% on MuteAce on his last stock, and it felt like Peabnut starting to claw his way back, but unable to just get that final answer he needed.
Peach players in this whole bracket have really been good at catching those immediate jumps from a close range, like everybody holding shield. When they play that shield chicken, it feels like Peach players just have a sixth sense. They just know when you're going to jump, and they just throw something out, there, forward area. Either one, I mean, on ledge, at that percent, Mega Man is kind of toast. You just run, like, you run back to ledge, and then you neutral get up, and then what do? You kind of recognize that you're stuck in this situation. Your back's against the wall. What's your best option? Well, jump, usually.
True.